You're wondering, what's this guy doing now with his new wig on his head? Well, don't worry, I got something for you. For all those people, since we started using the X3 around 5 years ago, there's been a lot of big people complaining that they can't use the heavier bands because they can't even get inside. It's like them trying to get into this 30-inch band from serious steel. It's like me trying to get into it. And as you see, when I try to wrap this band around me, I cannot get, look at this. I cannot even bring this band over here. I will have to come out here, try to fit it in. But this band is so heavy that this is so stuck to my chest that it's almost impossible for me to get it in here. You see, and push and push and push. Now, I might be able to place my hands here, but it won't move from here. It's just too much tension in the beginning. Now, I'll tell you what this band, how this band, strong is this band. When I put it on the 20-inch foot plate, and I measure from the bottom and the deadlift, this band is so short, but at the same time so strong, that it measures over 700 to 750 at the top, this one band. So it's stronger than it measures as much as elite bands, the Kong band, the blue Kong band, and all those bands together, except that this is starting lower than those bands. So you could imagine on chest press. So what I have here, now, let me take it off for a moment, put it here to the side for a second. That's why I've shown ways to extend bands before, but they've always sucked. So I finally made my own way to extend these bands. And these are with my hook extenders, shorteners, and band extenders that you'll see what I have, and you'll see how I use it. Now, this color you see right here, it will be polished in production. So the ones that people are gonna get are the ones that are polished for production. They have these little horns here. And the reason for the horns, you'll see now in a moment when I show you, is for shortening the band. The horns allow you to shorten the band and not have this move on you. So for extending the band, you're probably only gonna need one side. Most people are not gonna need two. And I'll show you how to do that now. Here's the band again. What I would do is put the band on first on one side. Put the hook on. Then just bring it around my back. And hold it there. As you see, it stays in place because the tension keeps it there. And I'll tell you right now, these things weigh maybe a quarter of a pound. Not even a quarter of a pound, maybe like literally nothing. They weigh like nothing at all. So you put them there. Now, you notice this is still stuck on my chest, but now it gives me enough room to be able to push out. So for all those that want to use a heavy band, but they're too wide and big and they want to use the elite band, this is pretty awesome. And I tell you, it is really strong for something so light. But now, there are other uses besides that. You could shorten the bands with it, and I'll show you how now. As you can see, right here we have the Power Force band. The Power Force Black. You see that right here, this is where the Power Force Black starts. This is where a 41-inch band starts. Now I have it shortened on both sides with the hooks. And you can see that it turned it almost into like a 32-inch band. So now I'm able to come here and look at that long, nice stretch. I'm able to get work at the bottom. So now, what's the ability there? Well, now instead of having to buy 34-inch bands, 32-inch bands, if you have the Power Force bands, if you buy short bands, they're not Power Force, right? 32-inch bands, they're still good, but they're not the Power Force bands. But if you have the Power Force bands, maybe you want to use them shorter. Well, with this, you could shorten them, and you're still able to use the range of the Power Force, the curve of the Power Force. So this is good for people that need to extend the band because they're too big, and it allows you to extend one side or both sides, or you could also shorten with it. And you can see that when you shorten with it, it just stays there. It doesn't matter what size band you use, it just stays there. And they're fairly easy to travel with, because if not, you might have to travel with long bands and short bands. When this, you could just travel with this and you can make a long band short. You see? You have different advantages. Or even if you're already using short bands and you need it to be shorter, you could use one of these and you can make it shorter. I will also be selling straps with it that allow you to hang it from the force bar or whatever you're using, and then you could use it to do squats or front squats with the band double like in deadlift. So you could adjust the height that you needed. You will also be able to use it with a belt. I have a strap that you're able to use with a belt, so you could adjust the height of the hook, and then you could use it with the belt that way. Well, you know, for different alternatives that you could